All right, get ready for a comeback story that has literally been decades in the making. We're talking about a legendary name from the past, a name that pretty much defined an entire era of car design. And guess what? It's roaring back onto the scene. So let's unpack everything you need to know about this massive revival. Okay, let's just cut straight to the chase, right? The number everyone's been dying to know? Well, there it is, starting at 11.49 lakh. And look, Tata isn't just relaunching a car here. They are making a huge statement. This is basically them firing a warning shot across the bow of the entire midsize SUV segment. I mean, that is aggressive. So, yup, the rumors are true. After all that speculation, I mean, endless speculation, and after those absolutely stunning concept cars that had everybody talking, well, it's officially confirmed. This isn't just another new model hitting the showrooms, you guys. This is the real deal. The carefully planned, calculated rebirth of a true automotive icon. So, the big question is, how exactly is Tata bringing this legend back to life? Let's kick things off by looking at the whole philosophy behind it, how they managed to take a classic and totally reimagine it for today's drivers. Of course, looks and legacy, they're super important. But the real question, the one everyone wants to know is, what's under the hood? So let's explore the power and performance options, because trust me, the choices they've made here, they tell a really interesting story. And right away, you can see Tata is not taking a one-size-fits-all approach. Nope. Instead, they're giving you a whole range of choices. It's really smart, actually. They're letting you, the driver, pick a powertrain that truly fits exactly what you need and how you like to drive. And this table breaks it all down perfectly. I mean, just look at the strategy here. If you're someone who wants a genuinely thrilling, punchy ride, well, that 1.5-liter turbo petrol with its 170 PS, that's for you. But what if you need a practical workhorse for the daily city grind? The naturally aspirated engine is all about efficiency. And then for those of you who just eat up highway miles, that high-torque diesel is a no-brainer for effortless cruising. It's crystal clear they're aiming to cover all the bases with these three very different options. All right, so we've talked about what's under the hood. Now let's talk about the design, because honestly, this is such a huge part of the revival. I mean, how do you even begin to honor a classic design, something so iconic, while also making it feel completely fresh and modern? Well, let's find out. And this is where you can really see that philosophy in action. On one hand, they absolutely kept the soul of the original, that unmistakable, kind of boxy shape that made it such a legend in the first place. But then they've wrapped it in this totally modern package. You've got the full-width LED lighting, a much sleeker profile. It gives it this sharp, futuristic edge. It's just a perfect blend of nostalgia and right-now design. And that modern vibe, it definitely continues when you step inside. I mean, getting into the new Sierra really does feel like a leap forward. The absolute centerpiece is this wild, high-tech triple display layout. It's basically the command center for the whole vehicle. The entire cabin is just packed with premium features, and it sends a really clear message. Yamaha is pushing this thing up market. Okay, so to really, truly understand just how significant this launch is, we got to appreciate the journey. This is not just another car hitting the market, folks. This is the culmination of a legacy that's been sleeping for a very, very long time. 22 years. Just let that sink in for a second. 22. That is a long time to wait for a comeback. And that number, that sheer length of time, it speaks volumes, doesn't it? It tells you about the original's lasting impact, and it really highlights the immense pressure Tata was under to get this revival absolutely perfect. And this timeline really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? The whole story starts way back in 1991. That's when the icon was born, and it totally changed the game here in India. Then the long wait, over 2 decades of silence. And now, here we are in 2025, and the legend is officially back. It's just an incredible story of patience and, just sticking with it. So we've covered the history, we've looked at the car. What does it all mean? Let's start to wrap this up by looking at the key takeaways and figuring out what the Sierra's next chapter could look like in what is, let's be honest, a crazy competitive market. So what are the big takeaways here? Okay, first, an iconic name is back after a 22-year wait. Second, a super competitive price point that's designed to shake things up. Third, a really smart choice of engines for pretty much any kind of buyer. And finally, a design that just masterfully blends the past with the future. You put all of that together, and you've got a seriously compelling package. And all of that brings us to the one big question, right? The Tata Sierra is an icon reborn. It seems to have all the right ingredients to be a massive success. But in one of the most crowded, most fiercely competitive markets out there, is nostalgia and cool design going to be enough to really take on the big players? The real test? Well, it starts now. Thanks so much for